What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all of you are having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH. Look at Dante being Mrs. Doubtfire up in the kitchen making French toast. I said, go ahead, Dante. I'm glad him and Jason had that conversation. I like that Jason sought out his advice and his opinion, in regards to what to do about, Danny and this whole custody situation. Because that tells me that Jason has a level of respect for Dante and he sees the significant role that Dante has played in those kids' lives. And Dante was just shooting straight from the hip. You got to do what you got to do for your son. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can tell him what to do. He got to figure that out for himself. Him and Danny got to figure that out. And I'm glad that Jason wants to put Danny's needs first, wants to put the kids' needs first, because that's essentially what Sam has been wanting him to do. So I'm glad that he's doing that. Once he saw the kids together and stuff and how they interact with each other, he knew he had to do the right thing. He knew he had to find a way to keep them together. And I understand, situations change, life happens. And sometimes, the kids should live with their individual households. You know what I'm saying? Danny should live with Jason. Scout should live with Drew. And Rocco should live with Dante. I get that. But, these kids enjoy living under the same roof, And I'm glad that Dante and Jason saw that. And they came to a compromise. And I'm happy that, Dante's going to talk to Monica and see if they can continue to live there. Jason's going to move back in. And I really wish that we could have saw or see a scene at some point with Monica and Jason having that conversation, because I know Monica is going to be over the freaking moon to have her son move back into the mansion. Like, it has been so long since Jason has lived there. So I know this is going to be a major, treat for her to have him live in the house. And she don't mind Dante staying there, of course, because she consider him family. He is family basically through marriage. So, I don't think she would have a problem with that. All of them living under the same roof is going to be hectic. But I think this could be good. It's going to be good, funny drama, because Lord knows when Tracy finds out about Jason moving back in, I know she going to flip her shit. I know Tracy going to have so much shade to throw. And I know in the back of Jason's mind, he like, I'm moving back into this damn house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he loved Monica, but damn, him moving back into the mansion, dealing with all them personalities and stuff, like, that's what that's a lot to take in. Like, it's been a long time since he lived in that house. He gotta deal with the crazy. One of the things is, though, that I'm worried about, because there's been a lot of violence happening on the property these past few months, and I'm like, with Jason moving back in and him still working for Sonny, it might be some more shootouts going on the property. That's what worries me a bit, because I'm like, it's gonna be some mayhem. But I think it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be downright interesting. But I'm glad that they came to that compromise. That shows growth. It shows the maturity of, Dante and Jason, and the love that they have for their children, that they'll do anything for them kids, and it shows that. And I love that. Those scenes were, amazing to me. Moving on from that, I'm glad Michael went to Curtis to try to get him on his side to take Drew out of Aurora, because I totally agree with Michael. Yes, Sam and Drew co-founded Aurora Media, but Drew has been gone for a lot of those years. You know what I'm saying? He barely ran that company. Michael has been running that company, and now Curtis is running that company. So I could see why, like, it's time for a change at the company, even though Michael's doing this purely out of spite and revenge, which I'm not mad at. If I was Curtis, I see why Curtis is reluctant to join up with Michael, because him and Drew have been friends for some years. And, he still wants to believe that he can trust Drew's word. But I agree with Michael. Drew has definitely changed, and for the worse. You can't really trust anything that man is saying at this point, because he's definitely led Curtis to believe that he was going to be permanent CEO. But what was baffling to me was Curtis was like, oh, Drew, he never gave me a guarantee that I would be permanent CEO. But see, that's my thing. If he never gave him a guarantee or led him to believe that, then why did Curtis tell Portia when Drew won that he was going to be the permanent CEO? Why did he tell Portia that then? And why did he come up with all these new plans for the company if he didn't think he was going to be permanent CEO? So obviously Drew led him astray. He led him to believe that. And it's obvious that, judging from the previews of Monday's episode, Drew was full of shit. Because he said it out of his own mouth in those previews, you're the future, not Curtis. And I'm assuming he's going to be talking to Michael about that. So if that's the case, I hope Michael is recording that conversation with Drew so he could show it to Curtis as proof that you shouldn't be putting your faith in Drew. My thing with Curtis is what I want him to do. I want him to join up with Michael to take Drew out. But at the same time, I want Curtis to play this very smart, because I know, Michael promised him that he would be CEO if they could oust Drew. I would want that shit in official legal writing. I would want that shit so airtight in the document. Curtis has to dot his I's and cross his T's on this one, because you already had one Quartermain promise you something. Now you got another one promising you something, and the first one ain't delivering. So who's to say Michael ain't double crossing your ass too, just to get your help? You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't trust neither one of them at this point, because Michael is blinded by revenge. He'll say anything to get somebody on his side at this point, to help carry out his revenge. So if I was Curtis, I would play this very smart. Get that shit in writing to where any lawyer couldn't, make that legal document bulletproof that you're going to be the permanent CEO. Make it bulletproof. I'm just saying. You got to look out for yourself, because obviously Michael and Drew are looking out for themselves. So you need to look out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't play this stupid. Be smart now. Be smart. And I see why Portia didn't want him working with the Qs, because look at the drama. She had a feeling something like this might happen where he would be caught up in their drama. And that's exactly what's happening. I mean, anybody who lived in that town long enough or has been around the Qs, you already know drama followed them wherever they go. So that shit followed them. It's inevitable to deal with some drama with that family. You gonna deal with it. But I just hope Curtis plays his cards right on this one. Be smart now. Moving on from that. I get where Trina coming from. She's worried about her testimony against Ava, or, her testimony, period. Not that it's against Ava, but she's worried that her testimony is going to be misinterpreted. Whatever she say, they might try to spin it around. The prosecution might try to spin it to make Ava look bad. I mean, I get where she's coming from, because trust me, the prosecution does, they do that. And so does the defense team. That's what lawyers do. You know what I'm saying? They take whatever little thing you say and they know how to twist that shit. But the only thing Trina can do is just tell the truth. Just say what you saw. You know what I mean? Nothing more. Don't add any more. Don't add any. You know what I'm saying? Just nothing more, nothing less. Say what you saw and keep it that way. Don't add any more than what you need to. I ain't gonna lie. I do like the actor that plays Gio. I do. My issue with him is, what are we doing with him? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing with the character? Where are we going with him? Like, are they slow burning him? Like, they're slowly bringing up his history? Or, I mean, what are we doing with the whole parent situation? I just want to know, like, do they have a plan with this character? Because I just feel like they're just throwing him in to make him fit. And he's not fitting. You know what I'm saying? It's like every 5 minutes he bring up that violin. And I'm tired of hearing that violin. Like, we need to do something else with him at this point. Because from what I've seen, he is a contract character. So if he's a contract character, that means he's guaranteed some episodes or whatever. So let's make them count. If he's going to be in certain episodes, then we need to start, telling his story. Start making it juicy. Like, I'm just saying. Otherwise then, and I hate for people to have to lose their job. But if we not going to do nothing with this character, then we may need to talk about cutting him. Like, I'm just saying. Like, the cast is already bloated, so production might need to do something about that. Like, what are we doing here? 'Cause I feel like he has potential, just like I feel like the Dex character has potential. But ever since Dex stopped working for Sonny, no direction from him. It's like he's just a day player. You know what I'm saying? So we need to fix that, I'm gonna need Frank Valentini and folks over at the set to start, handling business with these characters. I really hope they're not trying to test him in Trina out as a potential couple, because I don't know, when I see them keep putting people in scenes together, in the dialogue, it sometimes make it seem like they're trying to test them out, and I prefer her with Kai at this point. I'm just saying, like, I like her and Kai better, and I prefer they go that route rather than the route that it may look like they're trying to go. Like, we not about to mess up her and Kai. Let her and Kai stay where they are. Let them build. You know what I'm saying? Get to know each other better, and you can put Gio with somebody else. Um, Moving on from that, Christina is proving everybody's point right now. You know what I'm saying? The moment Molly told her that Rick subpoenaed her basically to testify for the defense about Christina's, behavior and stuff like that, her hot-headed behavior, Christina immediately snapped. You know what I'm saying? Immediately snapped. Got an attitude. And I'm like, see, that just proves the point. This is what Rick wants to see. Because Christina want to sit there and act like she got this under control. Like, oh, she know all the Rick's tricks. Alexis coached her on what to say and how to answer questions and how not to get upset, like to control her emotions. Rick is going to chew her up on that stand. He going to chew her up. I would be surprised if she controlled her emotions with him, but I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Because Christina's quick to anger. Like, she is very quick to anger. So I'm like, I just think Rick going to chew her ass up. He going to chew her up and spit her out. And it's funny because it seems to me like Christina is trying to get Molly to finesse her testimony on the stand. And it seems like Molly's okay with doing that. And I'm like, no, when you are under oath and you get on that stand, you better tell the truth. You ain't got to finesse nothing. You tell the truth. As an ADA, Molly knows this. I enjoyed those scenes though when Ava came in there and the glare that her and Christina gave each other, like that was a cold glare. Like if looks could kill, it'd be a homicide in that courtroom. Like the way they looked at each other was just evil. They looked like they was ready to throw down. That shit was funny. But at the end of the day, TJ and Molly can't get mad at Rick, for doing his job. You know what I'm saying? That man doing what he got to do as a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Like, he represented Ava, he doing what he do. But they're mad because he called Molly to testify. I'm like, it was a smart move. Why would he not call Molly to testify against her own sister? Molly's one of the people in Christina's life that know her very well. And it's brilliant. It was a brilliant legal move. They can get mad all they want, but even deep down, Molly knows it was fucking ingenious. I believe she even said that before, that it was smart on his part. Damn right it was smart. That's why Rick is, Rick. When you've been a lawyer as long as he has and you've been cutthroat and ruthless as long as he has, trust me, that man know what he doing. That's why Ava need to stop worrying. Like, oh, are you sure I'm not going to go to prison? Man, you got Rick fucking Lansing on your side. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere but home. That's where you're going. Like, she needs to be confident in that. Because trust me, Rick don't like to lose. He will fight tooth and nail to win. So anyway, moving on from that, I definitely feel like TJ and Molly are heading for Splitsville. I definitely feel like their relationship is about to be over. Because even when TJ was talking to Stella, and he admitted that he wasn't going to the trial, to the courthouse, because Molly pretty much told him he didn't need to go, or she didn't want him there, something like that, that he didn't have to be there. That tells me that, Molly, I'm starting to feel more and more like Molly is checked out of the relationship. Emotionally, mentally, I feel like she's checked out. And it's only a matter of time before physically she checks out. But I just feel like their relationship is on borrowed time at this point. That's how I see it. Moving on from that, I enjoyed Sasha, her scenes with Mac and Felicia, and I love that they're trying to get to know her, and they're embracing her and welcoming her into the family. It's just sad that Mac has to step up for yet another child that's not his. You know what I'm saying? But Sasha's lucky. At least she got Mac there to be a shoulder for her to lean on, and I love that Mac has no problem doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because not a lot of people have that. A lot of people don't have a Mac in their life. You know what I'm saying? But I do find it ridiculous that Robert just up and left to go chase after Holly ass, because I feel like he too old for this. You know what I'm saying? At some point, when is enough with Holly? You know, chasing after her and trying to get her out of whatever mess she created for herself. Like, it gets annoying after a while, especially when you up there in age. It's like, come on now. You know, you've been doing this for years. At some point, you know, you gotta let her go. But it was sad though, her reading that letter that Robert left for her, you know, talking about how he gonna be back soon, and you know, it was messy. But what I'm here for is that pregnancy test she had. I'm like, please tell me she not pregnant. Because that's the last thing she need right now, and that's the last thing Michael need right now as a kid. I'm just saying, they don't need no baby right now. So I'm hoping that test come out negative. I'm hoping so. Like, that's the last thing any one of them need. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Hope you all have a great night. Hope you have a great weekend. See you all later. Peace.